Good morning, teacher. Good morning, everyone. Today we are continuing with this position. First one is a model fight. Is the talking about business model and business level strategy. The first one is how differential to the products or the service. What is the basis of this? And the main difference is of these products are identified by client design, brand, and quality superior to the others. Alicor adapt the products according to the environment. Now the Alicor is in the process of implementing analytic tools and digital solutions in the company commercial operation. And the second one is what's your company strategy toward about the market segmentation? Alicor market segmentation is not like the typical one where you have to do because it's an international company and offer different products. So it has a lot of different branch in which they work since the supply of value to the customers includes interpretation, informal processes, and confidence in the purchase decision and satisfaction with use. So they are always studying what the consumer wants and have a lower to develop exactly what they need. And I think it's important question, what is the destiny competence do you have the company? Like a group with things have all of them. Efficiency, quality, innovation, and responsibility to customer. The most important quality is innovation, because Aliher has been in constant research work to understand the consumer, because they are constantly changing. The mind of the consumer and change, like the test about the options. That's the reason Alicor adapt this decision about how the consumer think. And first, it's what general business model is your company. We think is important. Start imagining we must base ourselves in three categories, or a strategy that follow the same measure of a line of business in which they are cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. Alicor has demonstrated its capacity for leadership in relation to its competitors and how it can work in vulnerable situations, like the COVID. It has seen the opportunity and how it has been working through the life cycle. We value that allowed it to always improve its model of differentiation. That's the reason we choose cost leadership and differentiations.
Good morning, teacher. I am Liz Mejia and I will continue talking about Alicorp's business model. It is to be the main supplier of consumer goods, B2B, agriculture and milling. However, this year sales in different sectors were changed, although in the food industry it has remained. The company had to act quickly and apply the cost leadership model, thus increasing the consumption of state foods. The company had a change in its business strategy in business food products, for example B2B. Thanks to the health crisis that caused the closure of restaurants, which greatly affect the sales of the product for these companies. However, it is estimated that more than the half of its 88,000 customers, including bakeries and restaurants, have returned to operating. This allowed the company to already be at the 80% of its product capacity. According to Luis Estrada, new Vice President of B2B Business, the strategy for the B2B business is to have four fronts to promote and develop the reactivation of the segment. The first is the access to the liquid or lines of credit. Here we work with clients to help them apply to a Reactiva Peru and manage loan. In addition to technical advice and training for protocols, delivery, and digital marketing. As a second front, along these lines, the third front arrived with lines with Globo to generate demand for the medium and small restaurants. And finally, expands our commercial platform with client products for B2B and offer them very in a single point of contact. How could we improve Alicorp's business model? Being a company dedicated to food products for many years, after analyzing the market with respect to COVID pandemic, they decide to migrate that change the business model towards online marketing and others with home delivery. From the point of view, in view of the ability to have a presence on the internet to invest 10 and obtain 100, that consists of getting traffic and converting it into customers, value, orders, access, etc. For that, they must control, generate, and measure traffic, which reorganize that they need to reinvent themselves since with the current war situation sells in physical stores and streamlined. To do this, they own potential partners. The expectation of how the market was going to change in a brutal way because the pandemic was already passing and their companies that were capable of reinventing themselves and generating not static page but business were value. They consider that the expectation they promote have been fulfilled thanks to the fact that going out, reinvent themselves, and seeing other new things has always made them be ahead in the market. The strategies that have been added during these last months would be first the innovate strategy since the company was able to get ahead of the competition by consider things in a new and different way, such as offering the online purchase that were the most required. A company advantage is gained as innovative way to sell products are discovered and offered during this pandemic. On the other hand, the operational effectiveness strategy goes hand in hand with companies simple do what they do better than anyone else. Since a lot of competition also carry out online sales, this must be at a shorter delivery time. When you do that you do very well, you gain a competitive advantage over those who do it slower and longer. Finally, every time is linked to the adaptability strategies as markets, economics, and other factors change. The environment becomes increasingly unstable and unpredictable. If companies can adapt, they have a clear advantage, and that is where this pandemic has brought out the best in the companies, focusing at the points where they weren't so important before.
Are talking about Model 6 conditions in the industrial environment. Alicor have four kind of industry, which is mine consumption, B2B, aquaculture area, and milling. In the case of aquaculture area, thanks to their continued innovations of its products, it conserved to meet the requirements of customers, has been able has been able to position itself and remain in the market. In the case of aquaculture area, they have 30 years of experience, which is permit uh, has in the period of maturity thanks to the presence of the many countries like Peru, Ecuador, Mexico, Honduras, and Chile. And finally, in meats milling business, um, thanks to the new acquisition of companies like Fino and Sao in Bolivia, they permit the position of business in Bolivia level for the moment for the Alicorp considered in the growth stage. For Alicorp, to develop strategy to protect and strengthen its business model in the case of industry mass consumption and B2B, they use the scale production and learn curve in order to reduce costs, but at the same time, with constant innovation designed to meet customer needs, but at the same time without taking away the value of its products. In the case of aquaculture area, they have taking into that industry not very explored. Therefore, it's a concern on the private quality products that all the nutrients it needs. And at the same time, with a affordable price of to increase its competitive advantage for Alicor is diversified products that comes from the Alacena maize. For example, the launch of AG of Home, whose main ingredient is maintenance and not much is talking about in the market of this cream. Uh, in the chart, we can see some products basing of maize, which is the Alicorp have in the market. Will continue to maintain its competitive advantage because it's already forget a relationship with the direct suppliers and the product. And additional, this is one of a company flag products. They have the factor of good marketing with the local winners or also know mini markets. They have already gained a position of a brand.
My name is Paula Manrique, and I'm talking about the Module 7. The first question is, what is the dominant product technology used in the industry in which your company is based? There are three dominant product technology. The first one is storage technology. Alicor is always at the forefront of technology advance. In this way, they implement the new warehouse management software, SAP Extended Warehouse Management. It also has a new fleet of equipment which allow increasing storage capacity and operating flows. In addition, the new Huachipa Storage Center has fully automatic LED lighting technology. The second one is extraction and refining technology. In the process of extracting the seed, cotton, soybean, sunflower, and pulse, it goes through a process of cleaning, demarcation, hulling, rolling, and conditioning. In addition, it uses a solvent perceive and update systems to obtain crude oil. The third one is packaging technology. The technology formula made by Alicor for the packaging of oils and margarines was the VC60 flying cut model. However, Alicor acquired the Kinetics 6005, which is high-performance modular system that takes advantage of both Ethernet and EPD technology to further integrate motion control. The other question is, are the technical standards important in your company? If so, what they are? Standards are always important to an industry, as they bring commitment for all companies that belong to an industry. In addition, having the technical standards acquired in a company provides a clear differentiation for your competitors. Alicor has a clear commitment to its customers through its production, complying with ISO 9001 standards. In the case of Alicor, it has clear commitment and focus on the value chain and caring for the environment. In this way, Alicor complies with other technical standards such as 14001 Environment Management System and soon for 45001 Occupational Health and Safety Management System. The next question is, what are the attributes of the majority of customer purchasing in the product of your company? What does this tell you about the strategy issues that company is like to face in the future? Well, the main attributes of Alicorp is the ability to transform and remain its products. They are constantly in search of providing the best products and experience to their customers. As you can see in the first picture, they always transform their packaging or invent their packaging, etc. In addition, the innovation of the company stands out a lot in its products since it not only implies launches and renewal of brands, but also deeper measures. In the future, the company has to adapt to the era of the digitalization since due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All companies by necessity are migrating to this trend of the new normal. Therefore, Alicorp is aware that technology is an enabler of best practices and means to innovate its business. In 2018, it launches its Center of Excellence in order to develop digital platforms, tools, advanced analytics model, and automation technology.
Hi teacher, my name is Gallardo and I'm about to present the question number 4, 5, and 6 of the Model 7. Technology in your industry diffuses rapidly or slowly? What drives the speed of diffusion? In the case of Alicorp, his industry in technology move rapidly because they have to be in touch of the necessities of the people. And what drives the speed of diffusion? The necessity for the people drive this kind of speed. That's why in the industry has developed two weapons or two tools in order to be aware of the necessity for people. First, we have the differentiation of products that will help the companies of the industry in order to develop new products for take care of these necessities of the customers, and also the analytics inventories in order to reduce times, get better schedules, and also get better timing with the development of packaging. Then we have the number 5, that is where the dominant technology in your industry on its S curve. Are alternative competitive technologies being developed that might give rise to a paradigm shift in your industry? Well, the most dominant technology in the industry of Alicorp is the machinery to reduce time. What does this mean? It means that they want to create some machinery and tools in order to reduce the time so they could be more efficient. So if then reduce time, their costs will be decreased, and this will be reflected on the S curve that is about the cost of the company. So what are alternative competing technologies being developed? These ones are the eco-friendly options. We have here in Peru there's a new type of drying for the ajiseco that only uses solar power in order to complete his process. So this process helps the agricultors not to waste money in some machinery, just using the solar power in order to get them. So this might be one of the paradigm shifts in the industry. Not more using this machinery to reduce times, but using eco-friendly options to them. Then finally, you have the last question of this model, that is, are intellectual property rights important to your company? If so, what strategies is it adopting to protect those rights? Well, for Alicorp, it is way too important, the intellectual property, because they make brands, they make products, and also they have a lot of designs on his products and also in his website. So for Alicorp, it's very important, the property intellectual. So what are the strategies that they are using to protect these rights? Well, they just defending by the use of the Peruvian protecting laws that that protect these companies with the copyright and prohibiting the use of it of the of third parties. And what happened if someone tried to copy the same brand of Alicorp or copy some style of the website? They will be punished by jail or even paying a fee for what they made.
In Module A, I talked about the expansion or global expansion of Alicor. In this, recent years, Alicor has entered different international markets and has managed in expand its operation regional. It is currently has it is now operation 7 countries. It is also export to more than 23 countries. Alicor applies different strategy, creates the balance throughout and the innovation of the products according to the needs of consumer. Another way is the acquisition of company in these ways is for of income. On the other hand, the economy of escalate strategy is applied to reduce the cost and be competition in the market. When entering each different market, Alicor does a market study and needs they are aware and that their countries has its own characteristic. Therefore, the presentation showed in each country is adapted in each country. And apart for presentation change is a know of it at the regulation that each country requires. But the concept of its advertising does not vary since it is essence of the company. Alicor has products that supply basic needs, and therefore it has a needs level of competition unlike another products company. It is regulation and this and that and is why which in analysis the market and which is wanted to develop because according the book we can add that cost reduce the producers can the particularly intense in industry the products community tips products were significant different at factor or other than hard price is a recute and price is the mid competitive whip up because there are universal needs. And the two strategies are applied both in the arts of the cost prices and the local repose capacity is the first in the first strategy as mandated about the company of scale is applied weight up the loss of product quantity and the difficult Bedouin countries. In true, it has allowed the company to have different acquisition in Latin America and has helped in achieve an amazing sales position. Regarding local response capacity, Alicorp has management the situation with continuous students studies and that have helped it to have a good local response and audit reports efficient and it is people has a pillar that the company has so that it can endorse the success. Thank you for all.